everybody, and welcome back to Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. And we are in Arizona. Well, it's Thursday morning, and every Thursday morning I am doing a new recipe with a vanilla bean. And today it's berry vanilla bean cheesecake. And of course at the end I'll have Joe be my taste tester. And I hope you like the recipe. It's not too difficult. It is time consuming, but it is so worth it. So let's make some berry vanilla bean cheesecake. So the first thing that you have to do is set your butter, your cream cheese, and your eggs out so that they will get to room temperature. That is very important. We're going to use 2 packages of graham crackers, and I'm just putting them in my food processor. It's really fast to chop them all up and grind them so that they're very fine to make the crust. But I've used rolling pins and I've used a lot of things to crush my graham crackers. Totally up to you. We're going to put all of those in a glass bowl. We have 1 stick of butter that had been sitting out, and I put it in the microwave so it melted it. And I am going to just stir that into the graham cracker. And this is going to be the starting of the crust. And so I try to just slowly pour the butter in so I can incorporate it real well. When it's incorporated, I'm going to put 1/4 cup of sugar. Now you can use brown sugar if you didn't want to use white sugar, or a combination. Either one will work. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And I'm just going to sprinkle that around onto the graham crackers, and then I'm going to just stir it in. And you want to just work it a little while so that it'll incorporate all through the graham cracker. I'm going to take part of a stick of butter and I'm going to rub that on my spring-loaded pan. And you can see that I have aluminum foil all around the bottom part of that pan, and that's just in case you would have leaks. And you don't want that to get all over and be very messy, get in your oven. And I'm also going to sit it in a cookie sheet when I put it in the oven. So as soon as you have enough butter, now you could use a spray on there, but I like to use the butter. I'm going to dump the graham cracker crust in there and make sure you get everything out of your bowl. And then it's just a matter of pressing to form the crust. So we're going to push it all over, and we're going to try to go up the sides at least 1 inch. If you can go a little bit higher, that's great. This recipe makes a very great thick cheesecake. So try to push it up at least 1 inch on all the sides, and take your time pressing it, going around. And I have my oven already turned on at 325 degrees. Now when I'm happy with that crust, I'm going to put that in the oven for 10 minutes. If your oven runs hot, probably about 7 minutes. We're going to take our 4 packages of 8 ounce of cream cheese. And remember, these have been on the counter, so they're very soft. They're at room temperature. And we're going to scrape those all into our mixing bowl. To that, we're going to add 1.5 cups of sugar. Now we want to incorporate these 2, but we don't want to mix it too much. So make sure you're using on your lowest setting on your mixer, and just start to mix it so that it incorporates itself. You may have to take a couple times lifting up the beaters and scraping the bowl so that you get it all incorporated into it. Now it is time to add our 5 eggs, but we want to add those 1 egg at a time. So we're going to add an egg, we're going to turn our beaters on low, and we're going to mix again. And each one we're going to mix. When you get all 5 of them incorporated, make sure you scrape the bowl one more time. We're going to take 2 vanilla beans, we're going to split them, we're going to scrape them all into our batter, our cheesecake batter. And a sharp knife will just work wonders on those vanilla beans to get just tons of those seeds out of there. When we have that, we're going to add just 1/8 teaspoon of salt. This will enhance the flavor, and so that's why we're adding that. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of vanilla. You could also add some lemon zest if you wanted to. We're just going to quickly, on low speed, mix that together. Remember, you don't want to over mix your cheesecake. So we're just going to send it around for about 20 seconds. And our last ingredient that we're going to put in is 1 cup of sour cream. But make sure you mix up your sour cream before you put it in your 1 cup, because a lot of times water will form on the top and you want that all incorporated. So we have our 1 cup of sour cream, and we are just going to quickly mix that. So I'm going to put the beaters down and really only mix it for about 5 to 8 seconds, just to get it mixed around in there. Now when you have it all ready, you're going to stir it with your spatula just to make sure there's nothing stuck on the bottom. And then we're going to pour it into that crust that was in the oven for the 10 minutes. And it's been sitting on the stove, so it's cooled down. And we're going to just scrape the bowl, and we're going to get all of our cream cheese mixture out of there. It's really pretty thick right now too. And see how it's just covering all of that crust, and you're just going to see a little teeny bit. I'm going to smooth that out. And then it is all going into the oven again at 325. And I'm going to put that in there for 50 minutes. If your oven runs a little hot, it may be a little bit less. But after 50 minutes, I'm going to check it and see. I'm going to pull it out, and we're going to see how it jiggles in the center. And see, it's kind of like jello, and that's exactly what you want. Now I'm going to put it in the oven. The oven is off. I'm going to close the door, and it's going to sit in there for 2 hours. Now I know a lot of people leave it on the stove top, but I'm going to leave it in the oven. While that is happening, I'm going to add 3 cups of berries. Now you could have all 1 berry, but today we're going to use raspberries, blackberries, and Joe's favorite, blueberries. Now to that, I'm going to first mix it just a little bit. If there's any leaves, sometimes when you buy them you find some leaves in there. I'm going to add 1/4 cup of sugar, not a lot of sugar, just so it makes a little bit of juice. Now I'm going to be real careful trying not to break up the berries. So I'm just going to stir that one last time and just incorporate that sugar. And it is going to sit on the counter for the 2 hours that the cheesecake is just resting in the oven. I put some saran wrap on it. Now after 2 hours, I'm going to run my knife around that outside. And then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for it to cool down. 4 hours to 12 hours overnight. When it's ready, you're going to scrape it one more time just in case. And I'm going to peel back that aluminum foil. I'm not taking the aluminum foil away. I'm just going to peel that back a little bit, and I'm going to undo the spring loaded. And it's cooled down a lot. It's been in the refrigerator for about 4 hours right now. And I'm going to take a sharp knife, and I'm going to make some slices. And I like to go all the way across the center and then divide it into a quarter. So I'm going to spin that around a little bit, and I'll take the knife halfway through there, and then I can make my slices. There we go. 3 slices in that section. Now I'm going to get a plate, and I'm putting it on because Joe is my taste tester. And I'm going to scoop some of those berries. And see, they're very much intact. So they have a slight amount of juice, but not overwhelming. And it's a beautiful cheesecake. Okay, Joe's taste testing, because he's my taste tester. Berry Berry Vanilla Bean Cheesecake.
That's good. That's real good, baby. Got any more?
Well, I hope this week you try some Berry Berry Vanilla Bean Cheesecake. Joe loves it. I love it. And it's really a great dessert. See you next time. Oh yeah. See you next time.